much. Jumping straight into this hair installation video, I am opening the packaging for SoWigs. They sent me this hair to review. It came in a nice cute little silk bag as well as a mesh bag. The hair that they sent me to review is a 22-inch Italian curly lace frontal. I wanted to go ahead and put the wig on my mannequin head to see if I needed to bleach the knots and do a little customization plucking. I definitely wanted to, so I went ahead and picked up my Pure White 20 Developer L'Oreal Quick Blue, my Shimmer Lights shampoo and conditioner. You definitely want to have all of these products, T-pins, your brush, and your bowl. I only used about a cup of the Quick Blue, and you kind of want to eyeball it because you want your consistency to be that of a toothpaste. I am not a professional hairstylist. This is just how I bleach my knots and do my hair. So what I'm doing in this tutorial, listen, you could go ahead and implement that, or you could go ahead and do your own thing. Like I said, you definitely want to make sure the consistency is that of toothpaste, so you want to mix it in real good, and it should not fall off of the brush easily. You want to go ahead and throw that wig on the mannequin head, I guess inside out. My mannequin head is actually really big. That's why it was difficult for me to put it up there. I don't know why I got it that big. I was just afraid it would be too small. So you definitely want to take your T-pins and secure the wig on your mannequin head and go ahead and bleach those knots, making sure that you're not bleaching all the way through, pressing too hard. You kind of just want to apply it. The video is sped up, so it looks like I'm pressing hard, but I'm really not. You want to wait about 15 minutes. And they also sent me this happy clip, which was pretty cute. So I got caught up on the phone and thought that I had a lot more time with the 20 Developer lifting a little bit slower, but I actually over bleached this lace frontal. But don't worry, I'm going to show you guys a quick trick on how to get those colors back to its normal shade. Also, you want to use gloves. I didn't have any more gloves, but my hands are so rough. I cook for a living, so it really didn't make me, no, never mind. And another thing, you do not want to use that much shampoo. You do not need that much. I completely overdid it, but it's quite all right. You definitely want to make sure you wash it clean with lukewarm water and go ahead and brush those curls and kinks. And I did that just to make sure I knew where I over bleached, so I could know exactly where to pay attention to. Now, as you can see, the knots are fine. It's the front of the lace wig that's just completely over bleached, but I like my knots to be brown, and that purple shampoo definitely helps with the brassiness of the bleach. I went ahead and put it back on my mannequin head and just wanted to see. You want to take a cheap mascara, nothing expensive, and I'm using a brown black dye, and I always keep this to the side because I always have a habit of over bleaching. But you want to make sure you pour just a little bit. You don't need a lot. Use that mascara wand to go ahead and stir it together. And because the mascara wand has very short bristles, it is very easy to go ahead and re-dye the over bleached hair. So I like to just hold it out, and you want to be very careful because that black dye is difficult to get out of the lace, so just try not to get too close to the roots. Just focus on where it's most noticeable. And here I'm just showing you guys how I like the roots to look, the knots to look rather, when I part it. I'm brown skin, so I need those knots to be closest to my skin complexion, or my scalp rather. Then I went ahead and washed that dye out, and because I already shampooed, I don't want to continuously over process it, so I did just go ahead and use the conditioner to go ahead and make sure it's nice and moisturized and it doesn't break off easily. It's very important to use, whenever you use a shampoo, you make sure you use your conditioner. After washing, I'm going to go ahead and towel dry, and then I'm going to place it back on my mannequin head to air dry overnight. So it's the next day, and it's completely air dried, and I'm just parting to where I want to start plucking, to begin plucking. You want to make sure you wet that to help with your plucking, to see where you are. I like to use the sharp part of the tweezers. Again, as I said this in my previous videos, plucking is definitely a weak point for me. I'm not really good at plucking, but I'm learning. It's getting better. I don't like to pluck too much. I like to pluck enough to where it looks as natural as possible. My hairline is not balding. My natural hairline is not really thin. I have a pretty full hairline, so I just want to mimic that as much as I could, without it looking like too wiggy. You know what I mean? Whenever you're doing the closest to the hairline, you want to make sure you pluck. You want to make sure you part, comb over to see if you need to pluck additionally. So it's just something you want to take your time with. This video is of course sped up, but you want to make sure you take your time. I did one side on camera, one side off camera, because my storage is completely full. But as you guys can see, I only went about 3 parts in from the beginning of the lace frontal, and I did about 3 parts and plucked those. I did not go all the way in because this is a 13 by 4. I don't have that much parting space, so I didn't need to go that far back. Looking at the wig, I felt like it was a little bit of a widow's peak, so I said let's exaggerate that. I just took those small sections, pulled that hair right out, and I didn't want like a pointy widow's peak, and I actually end up just completely canceling that, but you'll see that at the end of the video. Okay, so the wig is complete, and now we are on to the bald cap method. This has been my method. Those braids underneath are so old, I gotta get it together. But I'm using Got to Be Glued, the black bottle, to go ahead and set that. Make sure that it is nice and melted, as melted as possible. When you blow dry, I only did about 1 layer of the Got to Be Glued. When you blow dry, you want to make sure it's on a cool setting. I like to start on a cool setting and then finish very closely with the hot setting. I don't know why, it just works best for me. Now I'm using some bronzer to go ahead and color my cap because it was a little bit too light. I want it to match, like I said, my complexion, my scalp better. I use that same bronzer to go ahead and tint the inside of the lace. You could use a spray, but listen, I'm frugal. I'm gonna go ahead and cut around my hairline. Normally I would sew the back, but for the purpose of the video and because I forgot thread and needle upstairs, I didn't. I wanted to like really melt this cap down, so I went ahead and took the point of that comb and I just blow dried it to make sure it lays nice and flat. Now I'm cutting the back lace off. I don't like that lace part. I don't use it, it's useless. When I put this on, I haven't put any of the lace glue on. I'm just right now just holding it up just to see if I like where it is, if I need to pluck any more, and I do like where it is. I am using Ghost Bond to apply, and I like to apply 3 layers. I do it in sections and then I blow dry, and I do 3 layers, and my wigs are nice and tight for a minimum of 2 weeks, like nice and tight. So usually, again, I would use like a popsicle stick, but I didn't bring it downstairs, so I had to work with what I had. And now I'm bringing it closer, and you guys will see. You don't really want to touch once you apply that adhesive. You want to be careful because it can turn white if you touch with your fingers. So just be very careful. I'm gonna pick up a comb and have that, you know, reinforce that lace frontal, and then you'll see me go ahead and part where I need to, where I'm going to use for my baby hairs. I'm not going to OD with the baby hairs. They're going to be OD in the very front, but the sides are not going to be as bad as it usually is. I love me some baby hairs. But I'm going to be quiet now and let you guys enjoy the rest of this video, and I'll come back when I'm needed. Taking a paper wrap, I'm gonna go ahead and lay that down and let that stay just like it was for about, I think I let it stay for about 20 minutes. And I also used another scarf to make sure it was nice and secure. I'm using a hot comb to just get those fine hairs out of the way to make sure that wig is flat when I go to cut the lace. I'm also doing the same to the front, so it won't give me such a hard time when I start to do the baby hairs. there's really no method to cutting the lace. You just don't want to do a straight line. It's gonna look really really wiggy. So you kind of want to do like some grooves in between. And you see I cut the widow's peak off. I was like, you know what, I'm good. Child had came and brought Dallas downstairs. He always stressing me out. But now you'll see me starting to do like baby hairs in the very front and on the sides. You don't want to pull too much hair out of it. The baby hairs that I'm doing today was like a great value version of Arrogant Tay's baby hairs. This is actually my first time doing my front baby hairs like that, but I was like, you know what, this is kind of cute, and I really liked it. So I wanted to make sure I plucked it so my baby hairs aren't too thick. You definitely don't want a lot of hair in your baby hairs. You want it to be, you know, you want it to imitate that of real baby hairs. So I made sure to pluck where necessary. And to set my baby hairs, I'm going to be using the Got to Be Glued in the black bottle and a edge brush. And I'm also going to be using a little bit of mousse so it's not so hard and crunchy. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. So now we need to set those hairs, and I used a clean paper wrap to do that while I maintained the rest of the wig. And while I was spraying it, I again noticed like the back is really long and the front is really short, and it seemed like two different textures, and I was not okay with that. It did not look right. So I was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna cut it because I don't like the way this is looking. So I went ahead and took my shears and cut those, just did a little quick cut, and I actually liked that better. The long one was just, it wasn't working for me. And we are done. Yes, sis. Yes. I love the overall look. It took us a while to get here, but we are here. Hi guys, if you stayed to the end, thank you so much for watching. I just want to give a quick short review on this hair. So this was the 22-inch, I'm pretty sure I said it earlier, but this is the 22-inch Italian curly from SoWigs. And I actually had to cut it, as you guys saw, because honestly, just like I said before, I feel like the closure and probably two more tracks behind it is a different texture from the bottom tracks. The curl pattern was completely different. It just everything. And as when you look at the wig, and I don't know if I showed it, but the bottom tracks, the back tracks were just super long. It was just completely uneven. And me personally, if all of their wigs are like this, honestly, I would not spend the coin, because if I wanted a 12-inch, I would have bought a 12-inch. You know what I mean? Like, you spend the money for a longer weave. And I expect that. It's all about proportion for me. If I have a 22-inch in the back, then I need a 22-inch on top of that, a 20-inch, and then an 18-inch. Make it look right. You know what I mean? As I said before, I am not a hairstylist. This is how I do my hair. But I mean, I like it. It's a cute little bop. If anything, I would say, like, if you decide to get this hair, I would say probably get like a 14, 16-inch, play it safe. This is like a summertime type of hair for me. I wouldn't even really call this a bob. It's just like a short wig. That's how I would call it. I really love the curl. Yeah, we made it. So if you enjoyed this installation video and you want to see more, definitely leave it in the comment box. Give me a thumbs up if you love the results, right? Give me a thumbs up, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Oh, don't forget to look in the description box to find your coupon code if you decide to get this hair. Like I said, if I were to get this hair, I would get like a 16, no more than that. So take care, guys. I miss you all, and I'll see you later in my next video, BFFs. Bye.